Hi, this is Mr. Barr, and this is the practice test for volume. So we're going to go over the volume practice test. So the first one is to find the volume of this sphere. And the volume of a sphere, so can I zoom in? Oh, that was a pretty good zooming. I made a good zoom sound there too. Right, so the volume of the sphere is 4 pi r to the third divided by 3. So I went 4 times pi, 3.14, times 12 times 12 times 12, because it was a radius of 12, and then I divided by 3. And it says to round to the nearest tenth, so I did a little bit of rounding right there and took it to a 7234.6. 7234.6. Volume of a cone is pi r squared h. So r squared, pi r squared, which is the circle, times the h. So I went pi times the radius, which is 5. 5 times 5 times the height of 13. So pi, 5 times 5 times 13, and then divided by 3 because it's a cone. And here's the answer with the rounding on it. Next one is the volume of a cylinder, which is pi r squared times the height. So pi radius radius height, pi radius radius height. I got 1,356.48. With the rounding, that's going to round to a 5. Volume of a cylinder. Notice that this one, you were given the diameter of 12. So I'm going to take that diameter of 12 and turn it into a radius of 6. And then I'm going to use the formula for a cylinder, which is pi r squared h. So pi 6 times 6 times 20, which is 2,260.8. Apparently I didn't need to do any rounding on that one. It terminated right there. Here's a hemisphere problem. A hemisphere is just half of a sphere. So I started with a sphere equation, and I'm going to divide it by half. So 4 pi r to the third divided by 3, and then I'll take that answer and divide it by 2. So 4 pi, the radius was given to us as 5.4 squared divided by 3, and then so I took that answer and I divided it by 2, and I got 329.62. When you're doing the rounding on this, round at the very end. So do all the math and then round at the end. Don't round halfway through if you're doing little pieces of it. Good, that's it for the basic section. On to the proficient. A cone has a height of 4 and a radius of 6. Which of the following cylinders has the exact same volume? Select one. So I started by finding the volume of this cone. So it has a height of 4 and a radius of 6. So I went 6 times 6 times 4 divided by 3, which gave me 48 pi. I'm leaving it in terms of pi. So this is 48 pi. And this one has a radius of 4. So 4 times 4 times 3. And notice that these are cylinders. This was a cone, but these are all cylinders right here. So this is 4 times 4 times 3, which is 48 pi. So this cone and this cylinder have the same volume. These other ones have different volumes. What is the volume of a cylindrical can with a radius of 8 and a height of 12? So I have a radius of 8. So 8 times 8 times height of 12. 8 times 8 times 12 times pi. And that's 768 pi. Notice that it says to leave your answer in terms of pi. Select all of the following water tanks that hold the same amount of liquid. Let's see, so I left everything in terms of pi. So I have a cylinder that has a height of 3 and a radius of 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27 pi. A cone that has a height of 27 and a radius of 3. So 3 times 3 times 7 divided by 3 is 81 pi. Let me check my math on that one. 3 times 3, 3 times 3 times 27 divided by 3. Yep, 81 pi for that one. A sphere that has a radius of 3, so I'm going to go 4 times 3 times 3 times 3. 4 times 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3. That gives me 50. I divide it by 2. Gives me, what did I do? Let me try that one again. A sphere that has a radius of 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 4 divided by 3 times pi is 36 pi. A hemisphere that has a radius of 18. So 18, actually I'll show you what I'm doing. 18 times 18 times 18 times 4 divided by 3. There's the sphere divided by 2. There's the hemisphere. And then a cone with a height of 1 and a radius of 9. So 9 times 9 times the height divided by 3 because it's a cone, 27 pi. What did I do wrong there? Let's try that again. I got this wrong, didn't I? A cone with a height of 1 and a radius of 9. 9 times 9 times the height of 1 divided by 3 is 27 pi. This is 27 pi. So it should be A and a cone. It should be A and E, shouldn't it? Should be those two. It should be A and E. And I think I already scanned those. I'll have to rescan this and fix it. So it should be A and E. What did I have for my answer key? Yeah, I did this as a cylinder, didn't I? All right, so it should be A and E on that one. And then number 9. You can see here, I doubled all the dimensions. So this was 4, I tripled it looks like, 4 to 12 and 5 to 15. Does that triple the volume? If I triple the dimensions, does it triple the volume? And the answer is no. It doesn't triple it, because if I took the big one, so here's the area of the big one in terms of pi, and here's the area of the small one in terms of pi. If I multiplied this by 3, would I get that one? And the answer is no. So it's saying here, here's the area of the big one, and it doesn't equal the area of the small one times pi. All right, thanks for watching, and I'm sorry about that error I made.